The new Silver Bayonet book is out this week, and I don't have the incredibly niche miniatures of Napoleonic ghost soldiers. Where are you just going to find them? There's not a lot of call for that until this book came out. Let's make some. Hello and welcome to another episode of Blastercated Painting. So the new Silver Bayonet book is out, and I don't know how to pronounce it. Shades of Calabria? You tell me how to pronounce it, because I don't know. And if you're a fan of the channel, you know that I can't be trusted to use Google responsibly, so I don't ever bother looking it up. Either way, there are Napoleonic ghost soldiers in it, which I obviously don't have. So I have to make some. Two things. One, I am definitely a arm and head swap type of kitbasher. That's where I like to live. Two, sculpting. It's not my expertise at all. So these end up looking good, but I guarantee if I'd spent a little bit more time with some milliput or some green stuff, I could probably do better, but these serve their purpose on the tabletop. They're not the best, but let's do it anyway. So I got these Napoleonic Duchy of Warsaw infantry and these ghosts. So I'm going to clip out these guys. Like, this is very much a video of you watching me figure something out, and I'm going to cut off their feet. Just straight end up clipping them off. And then I'm going to take my clippers and sort of run it down the middle of the leg and make cuts into the legs so that they look raggedy. That's the best way I can describe it. Making their plastic legs look raggedy. This did take some trial and error. I also tried to melt them and stretch the parts out so they would look like wispy ghosts, which worked one time and then it fell off. So this was kind of the best idea I had, to just do these sort of quickly. So yeah, you've got these now just raggedy legs. Then I will take the ghosts that I have that were generously donated from my local game store, Tabletop Renaissance. He was getting rid of a sprue of these ghosts, and yep, I got them. So I start cutting off the ghosty bits, the flowy ghosty bits, and sticking them to the legs, gluing them to the legs. But I also made those cuts down the middle of the legs so they kind of slot in. And these will be our wispy, floaty parts. So it doesn't look awful. I just know that there are probably a ton of crafters out there that could do better. A ton of hobbyists. I probably could have done better, but I was too excited to take my time with it. And as my grade 4 teacher says, haste makes waste. I didn't make waste, but in this instance, haste makes not so good. But you'll be the judge by the end. And then I just go through with the kits that I have and, yeah, sort of try to make some ghostly looking apparitions here. So at this point, I'll give the miniatures a spray of white, and then we'll move on to some colors. If you have an airbrush, which I know not everybody does, so I'm not going to do it all with the airbrush, because it's just for the base coat. I use Daemonic Yellow, as you'll see in a second, for the base coat of the entire miniature. So if you have an airbrush, brush it on. If you have a yellow spray, that would work too. Or you can brush it on like I'm going to do in the video. But just so you know, some of them I did use the airbrush just to speed up the process. But you're going to see the one that I painted just with a brush. So nobody can complain that it's an airbrush thing. Not saying that you ever would, just saying nobody can. So like I said, Daemonic Yellow first. Water this down a little bit and just take a bigger brush, slap it on the whole miniature, and yeah, you're good. I had to do 2 coats of it just to get a good even coverage. Once that's done, I'm taking some Speedpaint Medium and some striking Scorpion Green. This is going over the entire miniature. So every part you just painted yellow, this is going on there. Now, this looks really good when it goes on, but it dries darker. So if you could just leave it like that, it'd be fine. But anyway, we move on to Demonic Yellow again. And we're just going to use this as a dry brush over the whole thing. So we went Demonic Yellow, Striking Scorpion Green, and then a dry brush of Demonic Yellow. So now this puts that Striking Scorpion Green back into the recesses for us. And now we're bringing up that yellow. Next, we're taking some Ice Yellow, and we're going to do a lighter dry brush up of this color. So you don't want to go as heavy as you just did. You want to go lighter, and you want to go more on the raised areas. The thing is that it's a ghost. So does light affect it? Doesn't matter. Is the dry brush a little patchy? Doesn't matter. It's a ghost. It's a weird spectral creature that kind of glows. So just have fun with it. Finally, we're taking some matte white here, and we're just going to do up, yep, you guessed it, another dry brush. And this is just going to be lighter, and you don't have to hit everywhere with this. Just certain areas, just to lighten it up. Give it some variation, because again, spectral creature, it's fine. And honestly, maybe I'm being too hard on myself, because I think they did actually turn out okay. It's just some of the leg parts, I'm like, meh, that could be better. But here they are all finished up. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. To be honest, you could probably just make regular Napoleonic soldiers and then just paint them that way. You don't have to add all the ghost bits if you don't want. They could just be walking ghosts. But I wanted them to look floaty and weird and terrifying, and I feel like I achieved my goal. Again, you let me know what you think in the comments below. And we want to thank our Patreons, as always, Charming Grenade, Richie Fender, and LK. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Are any of you guys playing Silver Bayonet? It's such a good game. It's so much fun. It also opens up the avenue to make a ton of stuff that you never would. Like, Napoleonic soldier ghosts it's pretty niche. Like, I know North Star is making some. Yeah, they've made some. But, yeah, there's not a lot of companies, I think, that you could get that from. So, this was definitely a fun project. I like how much Silver Bayonet has let me expand outside of just buying a miniature kit and painting it. Now I'm kitbashing and making other things. Like, that's really all started because of Silver Bayonet. I'm doing it for other games, but that's the game that got me to start doing it. There'll be some more Silver Bayonet content coming up too for this book at some point soon. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. You guys have a great day. Next, we're just taking some white and we're doing a very, very light dry brush up of all the colors that we just blurg.